We have held the line. So not only do we have the lowest tuition, we have not increased tuition 1 red cent since I've been the governor of the state. And so if you look at recent numbers, the most recent numbers we had were that for all of our Florida undergraduates, 77% were loan free during the school year in the most recent numbers we have. That is incredible. I mean, it's just standard practice that people are taking out all these loans. I think we've seen over the years that there was kind of, I remember when I was going to school, they said, you got to go to the 4-year college, you just got to get that degree. So a lot of people they went into debt, they ended up getting degrees, which honestly, in some of these institutions were not things that were great. And it's like one thing if you're at a state university and you have to take out some loans, but when you're paying 50, 60, 70,000 tuition, I think tuition's even more than that some places. I mean, that adds up very quickly. And so you've had this real albatross of costs that have been imposed. And look, students agree to sign this. I mean, it's not like you relieve them of responsibility, but they were told that this was somehow their ticket to success and that all this loan was going to be worth it. And if you end up getting degrees from MIT, is it going to be worth it? Yeah, probably, right? But if you get degrees, from some 4th-tier private university that charges more than Harvard, and you get a degree in zombie studies, not probably the pathway to success. So we know that, and I think we've been very keyed on that in Florida throughout the whole time. Now, so that's great. And if you just go and your kid becomes graduates high school, wants to go to state university, it's not easy to get into a lot of these universities anymore. It used to be a lot easier. You go and you're going to have the lowest tuition in the country, and so some parents are in a position to just write that check and do it, and that's fine. And if you can't do that, you can basically work part-time jobs as a student and pay for the tuition and fees. No question. That is very, very attainable. But there's also other ways that you can make it even more affordable, and the Florida Prepaid College Savings Program is one of those. I mean, this is the national model across the country for college savings. I think a lot of Florida parents know about it, but not as many as maybe we would like. This is a way for you to prepay for your child's future education at any of our state colleges or state universities. You can lock in today's tuition costs at today's prices. And so, yes, we haven't raised tuition here in Florida, but if you have a newborn now, who knows what'll happen in the intervening years between now and the time they turn 18. So you have the lowest tuition rates in the country, and you can lock it in through the Florida Prepaid program, and that's what they do. This program looks to see what tuition is, and it adjusts accordingly for that. And the program, it's great because this is not like you pay into it and then your kid ends up getting a scholarship to Notre Dame and then you lose it. No, you can apply it to out of state. You could apply it to trade schools. You can give it to a sibling, one of your other kids if you want to, and you can get a refund at any point while you're doing that. And so you can cancel it and get a full refund. You can transfer it to another family member. And if you have a child that does go to a state university and they qualify for Bright Futures, you get a refund, and the Bright Futures applies, and you get your money back that you paid into it, either full or in part, depending on the level of Bright Futures that you've been able to do. So this is the largest program of its kind in the country. There's been over 1.2 million Florida families who've taken advantage of it. Now, this year has been monumental because we were able to say, first we did in 2020, thanks to the board, and then again in 2024, we have been able to lower the prices for prepaid by a total of $2.6 billion in the last 4 years. And so that means this is more affordable than it's ever been. And as part of lowering that, as part of recognizing that tuition in Florida hasn't gone up, what the prepaid board has done is they have authorized $850 million worth of refunds to prepaid families. And so a lot of those families have taken those refunds. There is, though, still a lot of money that's outstanding. And so we want to, one, let parents know that this program's available, but two, for those who are involved in the program, if you haven't claimed your refund, you can go onto your account and claim the refund. There's over $130 million that's just sitting there for people to claim. And I think the average refund when they did the first round of this in 2020 was about $4,500. They did it again there. I think it was about $2,500, $2,600. That's just going basically right into your pocket. So you continue to get the benefits, but then you get the money back. What other state would be sending you money back? I mean, seriously. If you overpaid in a state like California or New York, would they send you your money back? They would spend it on something else. You know that that's true. So the fact that here we are not only authorizing reduction in prices for the program by $2.6 billion, but also saying, hey, here's $850 million over the last 4 years, and we still have $130 million out there that people haven't claimed yet. Please claim this. We could very easily just be quiet about it, pocket it, do it, all that stuff. But that's not how we roll here. So we want to make sure people are able to get what they want. So that's a great story. We urge parents to get the refunds that are available, but we also, just any parent out there, just know that this is a program where you can lock in. Look, when you're raising, there's so many things that go into raising kids, especially as they're teenagers. Not an easy time, but it's like the anxiety of how do you afford college. That's a big part of anxiety for a lot of families throughout this country. Well, that does not have to be a source of anxiety here in the state of Florida. If you're in this program, I think the lowest plan is like $35 a month that you can do. You can pay more if you want to pay it off quicker or have that more benefits, but there's a wide range of options for people to be able to do. And if you want to get your money back, you can get it back. If you want to send it to a sibling, you can. If you get Bright Futures, a refund. If you go out of state, you still do it. So I don't think that there's any program in the country that matches this. I certainly don't think there's any places that are reducing the price of it by $2.6 billion. And I know there's no place that's refunded, authorized $850 million in refunds. Interestingly enough, we just had on Friday afternoon, we had a celebration in Tallahassee at the governor's residence for the Lake Mary Little League World Series champions. They are the first team in the history of the state of Florida to win the Little League World Series championship. And, we've sent a lot of teams over the years. We've had teams like the old Belmont Heights team from Tampa that had big leaguers that ended up doing so. So we've had a lot of great teams. They're the first one to be able to win it all, and it was a really exciting finish. I would have gone, but we went to Dublin to help cheer on Florida State, and it didn't work out as well. Lake Mary did a little bit better than that, but that's fine. And so they were able to do something no one else has done. So we did an event. Now, it was not the best weather in the world. We had rain. Tallahassee, I think it rained all last week, all the way until Friday night. And we had a dunk tank where you can throw and hit. I knocked one of my staff members in the dunk tank. We had a radar gun. We had all this stuff. So we had local little leaguers and young softball players, baseball players from the community came and really looking up to these kids. And so we were able to award them the Governor's Sports Award, which I'm sure is probably just going to be one medal of a bunch of stuff they've gotten. But what we were also able to do through the Florida Prepaid College Plan is we were able to award every member of the Lake Mary Little League World Series team a prepaid scholarship for 2 years at any Florida university or college. So. And I told them, who knows what they're going to do? But they played. There was like 30,000 people for that game, for a Little League game. And I told the kids, I was like, unless you make it to the College World Series in Omaha, or unless you make it to the big leagues, you will never play in front of more people than that. It's just the way baseball is. You're just not going to get crowds of that magnitude. And so that's a pretty big stage, and they really did this community proud, and they did the state of Florida proud. So that was the least that we can do. And then they also were acknowledged after the first quarter at the Florida State-Memphis game. And that gave the fans something that they could cheer for that, for sure. That was a really, really good thing. Now, final word on this. This is a good program. This is not like we want you to use this money for you. Like, it's not about us. We've got a massive surplus. We cut taxes. We've paid down 36% of the entire history of Florida. We've paid down 36% of the debt just since I've been governor. We're good. We don't need your money. This is a way for you to benefit and have flexibility. So any Florida family that wants to sign up for Florida Prepaid, Florida Prepaid is giving families a $50 gift card for any family that opens a Florida prepaid plan or savings plan before October 28th. So it's a little enticement to be able to do it. And again, this is a program that's meant to benefit families. When there's more money in the kitty, it's going back to you in your pockets. This is not money that is going to be squandered. And I can guarantee you this, as long as I'm kicking and screaming, we're going to hold the line on tuition at our state colleges and universities. So this is great achievement to be able to lower the prices by $2.6 billion, deliver $850 million in refunds. And if you have a plan and you haven't claimed your refund, log on to your account, check it out, because you may have a couple $1,000s coming your way. So thanks everybody for being a part of this, and we're going to hear from some of our speakers. So we'll start with our chairman of the board, John Rood. Thank you, John.
Governor, thank you so much. I happened to be at that event on Friday at the Capitol or at the mansion, and the weather was just horrible. And the governor comes out and talks for a few minutes, and then says to the players, "Okay, let's go dunk some of my staff members." And he goes out there in the rain and with all these young kids, and they're throwing that ball and dunking this poor guy who has to climb up. I did that once. It's not so bad getting dunked as climbing out of that water up over and over and over. But anyways, you were great with them. It was a wonderful event, and we at Florida Prepaid are proud to be a part of it. I'm the chairman of Florida Prepaid, and it's exciting to be able to be here and talk about this incredible refund. And it's not just cash refund; it's also refund reducing the debt when some of our families financed it. But it wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for the governor's policy. And I hope you stay kicking and screaming for a while and keep this tuition flat, because it enables us to do what we're doing here. Most of the points that I have in my long notes here were covered, so I won't reiterate. But I did want to stress that we have 40,000 families that still have refunds coming. That's $130 million cash refunds. Those that had the debt reduced, it's not as complicated. We can just reduce the debt. I want to give you a website that you can look up if you suspect you might have a refund. It's myfloridaprepaid.com/low prices. And I hope we can get that out there in the paper. Our staff is working tirelessly to try to get this money out to the policyholders. They'll never lose it. When they come to use the money, when their child's about to go to college, they'll then reach out to us, and we'll be able to, square it up. But we would like to do it as soon as possible so they can convert to a 529 or use that money for some other purpose that's important to them. Before I close, I want to tell you very briefly, why I am so excited about Florida Prepaid and why I've been doing this now for, I think, almost 10 years. Not only do we provide families with a path, a very affordable path and a very fair path to pay for college, but we set the expectation. And I think that's one thing that is so important, that when a child knows something has been paid for, his parents, his grandparents paid this so that they could attend college or a trade school, they want to live up to that opportunity, and they want to make their parents or their grandparents proud. So that expectation of college, I believe, is equally important. So with that, I would just encourage those of you that don't have a plan to consider it. I have plans for my kids and all 10 grandkids now, which they'll be even more excited about it later on, but their parents are real excited about it. So I would encourage all of you to look into this. And I thank you very much, Governor, for the opportunity to be here. Thank you.
Good job. Thank you. Manny?
great to be here today with Governor DeSantis. Governor, thanks for your leadership. And the Florida prepaid college plans now allow families to pay for the cost of higher ed over a longer period of time, as you've heard before. And Florida's worked hard to ensure that attaining higher education degree is affordable to everyone. As the governor mentioned, he's been holding the line on tuition from a traditional four-year degree to an associate's degree or workforce program. Tuition affordability is one of the key reasons that you heard that the governor said that Florida's ranked #1 by U.S. News and World Report. But we're also ranked #1 for educational freedom for 3 years in a row by the Heritage Foundation. And I want to highlight some of the other things that go along with just not Florida prepaid. You know, so many choices and freedom that parents and students have that go along with this, not only the ability to save and have this program for college, but when you start, think about it. When a student starts in Florida, when they start school, they have access to universal pre-K. When they get into the K-12 system, we have universal choice for all of our students across the board, K through 12. And that also includes a huge charter school space where we have 700 schools, almost 400,000 students across the state, and all of the programs that our districts have created. When we talk about choice, it's not just charter or the scholarship or ESA, it's also the programs that our districts have put together and our Florida virtual program. Then when you get through that, you have the opportunity to apply and qualify for a Bright Futures, which would cover your 2-year school, your certificate, or your 4-year schooling. And then, in addition to that, we have a robust dual enrollment program in our state where students have the ability to get an associate's degree at no cost before they even leave high school. So when you're talking about putting a dent in the cost of college, putting a dent in this debt, this governor has it right. As you can see, it's not just one program, it's a landscape, and Florida prepaid is a huge part of that. It's important to highlight also the fact that Florida prepaid is not just used for our universities, but you can purchase a prepaid plan to use at one of our 28 state colleges. Florida colleges are not the junior colleges of the past. Our colleges offer 2-year degrees and have 4-year bachelor degree programs, along with hundreds of certificate programs. Florida's the leader in education choice. That is clear, but that extends also to our higher ed. There are 3 Florida prepaid plans that you can purchase to use at Florida colleges. The 2-year Florida college plan is geared to a student earning an associate's degree or workforce certification. The 4-year Florida college plan is aimed at students pursuing a bachelor's degree, and the 2+2 Florida college plan is for students who want to attend a 2-year Florida college and then transfer to the state university system for the remaining 2 years. As you can see, we've seen so much success across the board in Florida in education, but it is because of the leadership that we have and because of the programs that have been put in place. In fact, 57% of Florida's high school graduates that stay in Florida, pursue higher education, attend the Florida college, and a lot of them go on to our university system. Some of the best and brightest minds start off with these 2-year programs and then go on, and that's another way to save money. So I'm very proud to stand here with Governor DeSantis, as Florida is clearly #1 in education, and he is clearly the education governor. Thank you, Governor.
Good morning. It is indeed an honor to be here today, standing next to Governor DeSantis and representing the Florida State University system. As the governor shared, since 2017, our system's been ranked #1 in the nation in higher education. That is our system and the Florida college system together. And for the last 2 years, our state's been #1 overall, from K-12 all the way through the university system, and that's something to be proud of. Today we're here to celebrate what's happening with Florida prepaid, and I just want to touch on tuition. The governor mentioned we have the lowest tuition in the nation, and that's correct. Our tuition is just over $6,000. If you were to look at the national average is just under $12,000. That means our tuition is about half for in-state undergraduate tuition, the national average. That isn't an accident. That occurs with intention. You have a governor that has refused to allow tuition increases in the state because Higher education is viewed as a socioeconomic ladder, and it needs to be accessible to everyone. He's also tremendously invested in workforce education, which is part of the reason we've seen such the great success in our Florida college system. I know everyone looks at Florida prepaid and they see it as an investment. And I was speaking with someone on the trip over here who said it's more than an investment. And it is. It's an investment in your child's future. But it's a contract. It allows you, the parent, to lock in today's tuition rate and be guaranteed that is the tuition that will be charged to your child when they attend our university or our Florida college system. And I've just told you it's the lowest in the nation by a lot, by 50%. Some of you were in an elementary school, may have a child in elementary school, and you may be thinking, okay, in the next 10 years, should I consider this? Should I consider this now for what's coming down the pike? Let me give you a little perspective. In the last 10 years across the nation, tuition has increased 35%. Not in Florida. In Florida, we have not had a tuition increase during that period, but the national average, 35%. If you have a newborn and you're looking at whether you should make this investment, let's go back a little further and look at the last 20 years. In the last 20 years across the nation, tuition has increased 185%. There is no better deal in the country right now than to make an investment in Florida prepaid for your child. Amen. And so I encourage everyone to do so. Governor, thank you for your leadership on this issue. And I'll just close with this. Because the governor has been a champion of keeping education affordable, I believe we're one of the last state university systems in the nation where a student can end their spring semester, spend their summer working full-time at a minimum wage job, and at the conclusion of summer have earned enough money to pay their tuition and fees for the following spring and semester system. We are keeping it possible in Florida to work your way through, but help your child out. Buy Florida prepaid and give them that head start. Thank you.
And probably can work over the summer at higher than minimum wage. I mean, it's like we've got people coming, you got people like, restaurants, all this other stuff. People can do well, and we're proud of that. Okay, so it's great to have everybody that's kind of involved in this one way or another tell folks why this is good, but it's, I think, even better to have somebody who has actually utilized it tell you why it's been a good deal. So I'm proud to be able to recognize mother of two, Patricia Rush.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for having me. Thank you for inviting me to speak, Governor DeSantis. I'm honored to stand here before you and explain why Florida prepaid is so important to me and to my family. I am a Knight. I graduated from the University of Central Florida. But my parents did not have Florida prepaid. But I did qualify for Bright Futures, and I spent my entire senior year of high school figuring out how I was going to pay for my 4 years, applying to every scholarship I could possibly come up with in order to qualify. So when we had our son a few years after I graduated from college, I really felt passionately about the fact that I wanted to give him the gift of higher education. Like, it was important to me that when he graduated from high school that we were able to give him this gift. So we locked in his rates 2 months after he was born. He's actually about to graduate from high school this year, which is really exciting. And we were able to get it at such an affordable rate. We decided to do the same thing for our daughter, who was born 2 years later. Her program, though, was even better than his because about a year ago, my sister told me, hey, there's money to be claimed. And I thought, what are you talking about? She said, Florida prepaid, go log into your account. I just got $5,000 back for my niece's tuition. So I went in and checked, and sure enough, there was $15,000 waiting for me for Olivia's plan. So we were able to claim that reimbursement and reinvest it for her. So when she graduates in 2027, her $15,000 would have grown even more, and she'll be able to take that to help with other expenses that she has. I just feel very passionate that parents need to know about this program, that they need to think about it when you have that little baby and you're thinking 18 years sounds like a really long time, but it's not. It comes so fast, and before you know it, you're thinking about college and where you're going to send them and how you're going to pay for it. And there's no greater gift than the gift of education. It's something no one can ever take away from you. It's something that you can use for the rest of your life. And I feel very blessed that my husband and I made this decision, and we were able to give our 2 kids the gift of higher education. And I encourage families across Florida to research this program, to look at it, ask your neighbors, ask your friends, because there's probably somebody who has utilized it, and really take advantage of what Florida has to offer. It's the greatest state in the union.
So again, if this isn't, sounds good, you give you a $50 gift card. I used to be able to, you could go and buy your family dinner at like a fast cat. You can't even afford. I mean, like, we went to Waffle House yesterday. Family of 5, and I mean, it is what it is. So, but $50 doesn't go as far as it used to, but still nice to have. And so you'll be able to do that. And again, $850 million in refunds have been authorized, but we have over $130 million that have not been claimed yet. So please look at that and do what's best for you and your family. And I'm excited about this. I'm excited about the momentum we continue to build, and we're going to make sure that folks have attainable higher education, high quality, of course, but attainable. And we don't want to see folks having to go deep into debt just to be able to try to advance themselves. And Florida Prepaid shows you don't have to do that. Bright Future shows you don't have to do that. And just holding the line on tuition for our in-state residents shows that you don't have to do that. So thanks for everybody that's been involved. And with that, I'm happy to take a question or two.